Hello everyone, welcome back to Oghupower. I'm Ogo, and this is another episode of Lost Judgment. We're playing darts to break a curse. Keep your along the way, especially if they're approaching you. I'll be careful. This is a small place. We'll definitely see anyone coming for us here. Yeah? Definitely. So since I do have them, yeah, let's go for 301. Since it's the fastest one.
負けませんから。
勝たせてもらうよ。
So, okay. Oh, pressing. I pressed R2. I don't know why. This went very wrong. Okay. Oh, nice. Oh.
そんな。
Followed by an out. Wait, she got the outside pole. That should only be 25.
よし。
Oh well. Hmm.
厳しいですね。
Ah, not good enough.
よし。
That's more like it. Can't see anything back.
お、
Back around anywhere there. Also not behind the machines. Bull, single 20 and bull? Okay. Bull.
よし。
Single 20. Ah. Darn it. Wait, can see.
そんな。
Okay, no. Oh, triple 20, triple. Oh, no. Okay, no.
どうした？
So I will go for the double 16.
よし。
There's the 16. Ah.
Mm. 俺の勝ちだな。
こういうこともあります。
Mission complete.
I know I've played better already.
おっしゃ。
Alright. Not bad, Yagami-san. You looking easy on you? Oh, don't drop it in.
甘さ。
So did you see anyone suspicious yet? I kinda got too into the game and forgot to look around. It happens. Come on, you said we were looking. I guess I sort of got into the zone there too, though. Looks like that didn't make for the best cover activity. We should shift gears. Although work better for us. Good idea. Where could we watch out for potential assailants? How about batting center? Right
察
there.
するに。
Is he able to see anyone approaching us? In fact, this could be even be a villain, but one person does all the batting, the other can observe our surroundings without losing concentration in the game. Okay, yeah. And even better, a bat makes for a much more effective defensive weapon than
なる
darts.
ほど。
I see. Well, I'll handle the defense part for us, but let's get over there before something bad can happen to us here.
そういえばお前、受験勉強は大丈夫なの？
is the betting center? Where is it here? I guess so.
そのことはあまり考えないようにしてます。焦ると推理能力に支障が出るので。
受験勉強に支障が出る方が問題だと思うが。
Oh,
そのことは
oops.
あまり考
Sorry,
え
guys.
たくはな
I
い
miss
です。
also, I try not to think
真
about.
実から
Does
目
it
を
sound
背
like
け
the
ていい
answer
の
I know?
か。
Gotta face the
受
facts
験
sometime.
という真実から。
もう
No, stop it!
やれやれ。
Oh, brother.
そちらですね。
Okay, so. Sorry, guys, I didn't see that. You couldn't see that. Oh. Wrong button to press there.
しばらく寝とけ。
一緒に行きます。
Oh, and I can't use the skateboard.
八神さん、早いです。 置いていかないでくださいよ。
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't speak Japanese. Did try some stuff out with some apps to maybe learn some basic phrases and stuff, but I don't know. I just didn't felt it, you know. Oh yeah, now let's do it and stuff. Yeah, maybe for like a week and then a lot of work. Project that had to be finished. Yeah, so I stopped. Interesting language. Get me wrong on that front. Nice.
しばらく寝とけっての。
Mysteriously. Okay. So. Let's do some betting. Nice. Made it safely. Let's get right into so we don't look suspicious. Right. Acting natural. Alright, Slugger. Show me what you got. You're not gonna bet, am I, Sarah? Let's just say more literally inclined than athletically inclined. Pretty sure even Bookworm can swing your back. Still a bit too hard-boiled of detective work for my taste. Okay, just keep an eye out while I swing a few. Can't have anyone sneaking up on us. Right, leave it to me. So already, well done, let's... Yeah, then let's try that one.
よしかっ飛ばすよし
Nice. Nice. Okay.
よし よし
Ah. That was an evil one.
Yosh.
The change of ones are the ones that are getting me really. Hard slider, okay. Seven out of 10. I'd say it was good, but not great. Hmm? Are you having an off day? I guess so, kinda really. You should get a few more hits than that. Well, it happens to us all, I suppose. Great. The bookworm is to make me feel better here. I sure worked up a sweat in there. I have some water. Oh, thank you.
Nah.
So, any luck on your end? Spot anyone? Yeah, about that, I've seen a few somewhat suspicious people, but no one who seems to be paying us any attention. I see. Why don't we take a short break for now?
Nah.
Hey, Amasawa, can I ask you something? What is it? Is your grandfather the reason you started the mystery research club?
Hi.
Yes, in fact he's the reason I grew so obsessed with mysteries in general. He's been a very big influence in my life. So, do you see yourself becoming a mystery author in the future? I certainly hope so. No more than that. I believe it's something I must do. Really?
Hi.
Yes. Truth be told, my dream is to complete his unfinished masterpiece. Oh, do you have an unfinished manuscript of this?
実は
I do. When he passed away, he was in the midst of completing the final entry of his most popular series. He got roughly halfway through the draft, but he didn't write anything about the most crucial part, the dual reveal of the culprit and the
です
method.
が
He didn't leave any notes behind that even hint towards what they could be, so no one knows how he meant to finish the book. Looks like you've got some real work on your hands. Indeed. Although, I recently realized something that could be the potential answer to the mystery. Damn, you really are good. I'll have to send you a copy someday for that one. Let me know if you figure it out or you get to the end. Hmm? Excuse me. Hmm?
Nah.
Hey, what's going on? Yagami-san, please keep eye contact and pretend we're just chatting. Why?
実は
There's a man across the street who keeps looking at us. There is. Now that I think of it, he was at the arcade too. He followed us here? Seems so. He wasn't acting suspicious there at first. But later, when I took off with the statue and hid from his sight, he was looking around in a panic, like he had lost sight of something. You think he's been after us this whole time? Yes, I'd presume so.
あの
Yagami-san, how about we take a bit of a calculated risk? What is it you want to calculate?
はい
If I stay here and distract him, would you be willing to slip out and look back around him? That way you can catch him before he has a chance to escape. Okay, I see. Yeah, that's a solid plan. I'll get over to him real quick. Gotta find that back door first. Well, I guess it will be like the other betting centers where... Yeah, definitely see me coming from here. How can I sneak up on him without getting caught? Oh! That jacket! Here, because I guess he did see me from the video. How can I sneak up on him without getting caught? Okay. I'll just collect info from a distance from now. Wait, can I maybe... No, okay. Oh! Okay, is that what I'm supposed to do? Ah, yeah, that's the next thing I was thinking about, wearing a disguise. I guess the bum is what would fit in the most naturally. Do it also move on to close attention.
What?
Hey,
Hmm?
huh? Who are you? Wait, you're the girl, and you're the firebug at the pawn shop, right? Yagami-san. Amasawa, keep away. The cat. The lucky cat. Oh, do you want this? You want it because it's evidence, right? Because of what's still on it. Huh? You saw it? You saw it? Saw what, pray tell? Is this something this cat could put you away for good, perhaps? What? Excellent bluff, Yamasawa. You led him right where you wanted him. Oh.
What?
And now we have to find confirmation. So what is it on this cat that could get you in so much trouble, huh? You tried to burn down a pawn shop over this thing. What's on the cat that you need to gun so badly? Who knows? Answer us. What do you know about Kita Namasawa's death? Hey, as I'd say back... hand it over. What? How dare you?
Amasawa.
Jeez, Amasawa. I thought you'd say you weren't suited for the hard-boiled work. I suppose I was a bit rambunctious when I was little. So I thought it takes to raise a bit of hell when needed. You efforts. I'm just gonna kill you both and take the thing. Okay, Amasawa. It's my job from here on. Stay back. Seriously. Oh. Even has a knife. Well, I guess. Good.
What?
Hey, great. He's held cold. Let's tie him up just in case. I'll do it. Got all gross. Yagami-san, considering how this man reacted to the cat, I believe there's at least one secret to it that we don't know. Yeah, one that neither your family or the police knew about at the time either. And if that's the case, it's not going to be easy to discover. But I can't say there's absolutely nothing to it. After all, it was one of my grandfather's most cherished rare possessions. Yagami-san, why don't we give it another for a look over? Yeah, good idea.
Huh? Oh.
There's a slight gap around the neckline. Really? A gap? I thought it was all one big molded piece. Look, right there. It was where it put. I didn't move anything. The cursor was just there. Is my print not the mud in it? Must have been from when it got dropped earlier. How odd. Why could it be there?
This eyeball
jiggles a little. Actually, I can push it a little bit too. You're right, interested, the eyes are actually separate parts. But why make something to elaborate? I'm not sure. Well, what's inside then? A jiggly eye and a gap around the neck. I wonder if they have any
とい
function.
うこと
You
は
know, if there's a neck guard, could it be an eye for the tooth will eventually find a way? Hold on to that keen eye and take a good look
なんだ
around
っ
you.
て
Sorry, I just remember my grandfather saying this once while holding the cat. He said it with pride, but it was always stuck out as somewhat odd to
察
me.
するに
Maybe he was giving me a hint all the way back then. Ain't how the cat works. Sometimes he'd give me clues to see if I could pick up on a mystery. It's a sort of a game.
なるほど
I see, but what do you think he meant by it? Press it in turn. Perhaps we're supposed to hold onto the eye and make the head go around? Look around? Yeah, we should hold the loose eye in place and spin the head.
つまり
Oh, I see. You hold onto the keen eye and make the head take a good look around. Right. Leave it to the wordsmith, huh? What say we give it a try? Oh, it turned. The arm? There can't be some look. Oh. It just
まさか
it me out. So it's a trick statue? I bet this is what your grandfather was hinting at. Yes, of course, but no one in my family at any idea could do that. It appears, yes, it has a secret compartment. Looks empty though. Huh? A smudge? No. A fingerprint? The dark red stain all dried up. Is it? Yeah, no mistaking it this time. That's blood. Oh, I'm so screwed.
まさか
Then let me take a guess at fingerprints, yours. And this blood, it belongs to Keaton Amasawa, doesn't it?
ちょっと
Answer me. What do you know about this Keaton Amasawa, my grandfather? Did you have something to do with his death? Oh, I see. You're the man's granddaughter, huh? To think his granddaughter would be the one who caught me 7 whole years later. Please answer me. Guess there's no getting away with this now. And I'm just so tired. Fine. Fine, I'll tell you. Alright, let's hear the truth about what happened to Keaton Amasawa. Finally, Amasawa and the rest of the family can get some closure.
要するに
So you wanted to get the statue back so you could clean out the compartment. Yeah, that's right. I didn't know for sure there was a fingerprint on it though. Really? You mean, you did all this just to be cautious? Yep. I was wearing gloves that night, so I wasn't thinking about fingerprints. But once I got away from the scene, I saw I had a tear in my glove, and my finger was covered in blood.
つまり
So you worried about you left some kind of trace at the scene. Later, I read that the police ruled his death an accident and knew they didn't find any prints. Before we move on with this, I don't think that if you would find someone you loved, the murder of someone you loved, you would be that chilled like Amasawa is at the moment. I just don't think that's realistic, but I will go with it. But the secret compartment, that could have been a game changer. There was a solid chance I left a trace of being in there. All it took was for one person to figure out the statue secret and I'd be screwed. That's why I tried so hard to get the cat, but it fell off the map pretty quickly. For 7 whole years, the damn cat been the one thing on my mind. And all of a sudden, about a month ago, I see the fucking thing on TV. The cat I see in my nightmares all the time. Oh right. We did hear about it getting appraised on TV at some point. Let me tell you, I was shitting myself watching the fancy pants appraiser looking it over with his little magnifying glass thing. If he popped that compartment open on TV. So you saw the condom of the statue in the appraisal show, and that's when you tried to get it back from him. Right. It happened 7 years ago, like you know. I was up past my eyeballs in debt. I needed a lot of money and I needed by so sunrise. That's when I spotted the biggest mansion in the whole neighborhood. I told some kooky famous author lived there.
まさか
So you snuck into the house that night? Yep. The place was huge and all the lights were off. Figured I wasn't getting
で
caught.
すが
But Rump was in the yard. Our dog, I'm sure would have barked at you. He was too busy chewing down on the rice ball I tossed him. Oh, Rampo, sometimes you're too sweet.
Nah.
What do you do next? I went looking for his study as fast as I could. I assumed all the real goods would be either stashed away or on display in there. It was late enough that I figured everyone would be asleep. When I found the study and peeked inside, I saw the old man, just barely, lit up with a candle. He fiddled around with the cat's head, opened the thing up, and took something out. What was it? I couldn't believe it. Inside that cat, the old man had a bar of gold. A bar of gold? The way he was grinning at it, I knew it was real. Had to be worth millions. I jumped at him without even thinking. We tussled for a bit, so I grabbed the cat and I whacked him in the head with it. How could you? And then he took the gold and ran off? Yeah, but I was gonna be made for life, damn it. And at the end, the goddamn lane shark just swiped it from me and pretended it never happened. But how did he get out? The study was locked when the police arrived. Oh, Dad. I panicked after accidentally offing the guy. This went from a simple robbery to a potential homicide fast. I made myself focus and I came up with an idea. I'd used the cat's arm gimmick to make the whole thing look like an accident. What do you mean? You'll see. Should happen any time now.
Eh?
What? It closed? Real smart, that old man. His build it closes back up automatically. The arm spring up with a surprising force. Yep, that's what I used. Oh, I see. You rigged it up to the window, didn't you? Yep. Sounds like the apple didn't fall far from the tree.
Amasawa.
Mind explaining, Amasawa?
察するに
What imagined happened was he stacked up some books by the window and put the statue on top, with its arm lowered, mind you. I also assume he arranged the books rather unstably, so it would collapse. By placing the cat in the right spot, its paw would shoot upwards and engage the window lock, effectively sealing the room. He must have stepped out the window after quickly arranging the scene, then waited, hoping to see the gimmick play out as he had planned before it could be caught. When the time arrived, the paw shot up, making the window lock closed. With enough force to knock over both the cat and the stack of books. This was the window right in front of the spot where my grandfather lay. As he must have ended up looking like my grandfather had fallen and hit his head on the statue. I get it now.
ということは
That goblin must have been my grandfather's secret savings. It explains why I never told any of us about how that cat worked. And explains why he tried to scare me away from the room if I ever heard it meow. I blame your family for never finding out. I doubt anyone would have checked for secret treasure before getting rid of what they thought was a regular creepy statue. The chorus of lucky sad cat statue. How did you secrets my grandfather took to the grave? Finally, I know the truth. Just like Mr. Ryder would hope. I would have been really screwed if you were this smart as a kid. What about that night? I haven't... Ah. Hold on, does that mean you're the one causing all the trouble for the Shimada family? Probably, yeah. I was tried thinking to this place to get it back, but the guy just woke up on me. When I told him to give me back the cat, he thought I was a ghost and straight up passed out. But I did say that he started suffering a mysterious illness after that night. A high fever to be specific. Fever? Oh, that's no mystery. I had a cold that night. I must have given it to him. Okay, yeah. Well, I suppose that explains that part. But you're not just responsible for getting the guy sick. You tried to burn the house down too, didn't you? Well,
察する
Oh,
に
since the intimidation failed, you thought you could just resort to torching the evidence, the winds be damned. Oh, you're the one who tried to run over Shimada-san too, and the one who caused the accident outside the cafe the other day. You're a really good kid. I figured if the owner died, his family would get just as creeped out as the last one and get rid of the thing, you know?
Ah.
What a scumbag. Then, what about Shimada-kun's grades dropping? Huh? What about what? Guess he doesn't have anything to do with that one. Fear makes mountains of molehills. Because there was a convinced misfortune could befall them, even the most harmless things were perceived as part of the course. Curse, not course. Sorry there. I say I can't believe they had a secret compartment the whole time, let alone a gold bar at one point. At least I can finally chalk a non-supernatural cause up to the meowing I heard that night. Yeah, good point. If you think about it, the curse attached to the statue was just another layer of security for my grandfather. Not only does it have a secret compartment with a gimmick to open it, but it even has an ominous story surrounding it, designed to drive people away. Perhaps this amused my grandfather enough to make this one of his cherished possessions. I could see that.
天沢
At any rate, Amasawa, I'm glad you were able to get to the bottom of what really happened with your grandfather. I agree, truly. I can't tell you the weight that's been lifted off my shoulders. And it's all thanks to you, Yagami-san. Oh, I don't know. You're really sharp on this case too, Amasawa. What?
Ah.
Really? Yeah, you're the one who figured out the trick to opening the cat. Not only that, you solved the locked room murder right after learning who did it. That's true, but still. Yes, honey? Good night. Love you. You know what, Amasawa? I sort of feel like your grandfather was hoping you'd solve the mystery, status mystery all along. Think about it. What else would he ask you to riddle about the statue while holding it if you wanted to keep it a secret to everyone? Huh? Even with what was in it? If I'd solved the mystery, I'd find out what's inside. Well, maybe it was meant to be a gift for future or like a prize awarded to full-grown detective Kyoko Amasawa. I see. So, when I don't fall victim to lies and push past the fear, I can find a glimpse of the truth. That definitely sounds like my grandfather. The gold might be gone, but he still grew to become a fine detective and solve the genuine mystery, just like a grandfather possessed. I'm sure he's proud of you wherever he is. Sure hope so. Well, Grandpa, are you? So, and after all this, I guess that's it for now. So, I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you again in the next episode of Oghupower. Bye bye.